Hello, hello. My name is HING, and welcome to another episode of SSS Veda, day 23. We are 7 days, actually 8 days if you count the 31st as well. So almost to the end of the challenge. And today's story, I wanted to do another one in the morning since I got up at a good time, and I feel like these stories in the morning is starting to make more of an impact in terms of setting the tone for my day. So I hope if you're watching this in the morning that it helps set the tone for your day and you can get inspired, energized, or motivated in some way to kick off the day in a good way. So on to the story. The story today, I heard it from J.B. Glossinger. He shared it in his podcast yesterday, and I thought it's interesting, and I thought I'd share it with everyone today. And it's about two men and an oyster. And the first man, he saw an oyster on the ground, and he was contemplating about eating it. And he looked at it for a minute, and another man comes by and decides that he wants the oyster too. And they started arguing about, well, I saw it first, so I forgot the phrase for her. That I see it first, losers, weepers. Anyways, he saw it first, and they just kept arguing and arguing. And then a third man comes along, picks up the oysters, cracks it open, eats the oyster. And while all this is going on, the two men were still arguing. So the third man cracked the oyster shell in two, and he gave them both half a shell. It's like, hey, I made an official ruling for you guys. Here's a half of an oyster each for the both of you. And the other two men were like, what just happened here? So moral of the story here is 2 points I want to take for you guys to take away. The one is that inaction will lead to a lot of just the argument and the stillness and things that didn't come from it, where the first guy could have done something, just pick it up, ate it, and he would have been good. Instead, he thought about it, he contemplated, and the second man even thought about it and contemplated too. Instead of, he could have just came up and picked up the oysters and was like, hey, you're going to eat that? No, I'm going to eat that then. They didn't take action. Whereas the third person just came in, saw an oyster, and ate it, So I hope that encouraged you guys to just take some actions versus just always getting stuck and thinking about things. So action, action, action. And the second point that I want to take away from this is that the oyster didn't belong to anybody. So we place this attachment to it. Like the two men's like, I saw it, this should be mine. Where the notion of that, that's just pretty ridiculous. Because you think about it, your life is fine before you notice that or you saw that. Just because it's available out there, because you want something, you place this attachment on it. Now it impacts you. Because now you're arguing about it. Because now it ruins your day. It impacts your whole day. So what I took away from that story, or that moral right there, is that I'm going to work on not being so attached on the things that I don't have. If there's other people's things, I don't want other people's. I will want to work on it and get it on my own versus being attached to trying to get their stuff, And that's something I hope you guys take away. And this could even apply to ideas as well, too. Like when you're working with people or you're dealing with others, is are you so attached to your own idea and that you're not open to other people's ideas? So that's something for me. I will be starting my day off and taking actions and not being attached to things. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed that story. Again, I got that from J.B. Glossinger from his podcast this morning. If you don't listen to podcasts, or if you do, I encourage you just to look him up. I think his is Morning Coach is the name of the podcast. Highly recommended. I think it's a good inspirational moment to start your day off with some good tidbits, and I hope this story helped your day off as well too. Cool. As always, thank you for watching, and I appreciate it very much. Until next time, you take care.